But I want to talk about now the next big question, of course, is Joe Biden. Will he or won't he? Have a look at what he said when asked when he would run again, when he would announce if he would run again for president next year.
That's not the question.
When he's ready, okay, your guess is as good as mine, but with 68% of voters saying Joe Biden is too old. Annelise, what is your sense? Will the Democrats tap him on the shoulder and say, make way for somebody else, or is this still his if he wants it?
The big problem is who? Who would he make way for? There's no kind of obvious Democrat that's putting themselves forward, that's doing the background work now. We've got so many Republicans vying in the field against Donald Trump, who has about the same polling against, about the same polling that he's had in the past with popularity with Republican voters, arguably in a better position than Biden is in the same polling. But he's got competition. Who's Joe Biden's competition? Joe Manchin. Stacey Abrams was supposed to be a front runner, and she's all but dead in the water after the midterm results. So I do think he's probably going to run again, and it's going to be to stop Kamala Harris, who's right now the heir presumptive, but polling very poorly. She would be a very tough challenge for Democrats to get across the line.
Indeed, and there's not a lot of love, though, for Joe Biden in some quarters, because I'm glad you mentioned Joe Manchin. Have a look at what he said here.
If he were to run again, would you support him?
Well, let's just see who's all in the game. I'm not going to say I'm going to support or not support somebody. I want to see and find the best pathway for America.
Deanna, are other Democrats also keeping their powder dry on whether or not to go all in with Joe Biden, or see if maybe there's some other option that does wind up coming to the surface?
You know, there is a lot of rambling and there's a lot of whispering coming from the Democratic Party in D.C. And a lot of Democratic officials are coming forward anonymously, both about Joe Biden, but also about Vice President Kamala Harris, and telling different outlets just within the past few months that maybe Kamala and maybe Biden are not the best pick for 2024, especially about Kamala Harris, just repeatedly, outlet after outlet, citing anonymous Democratic officials saying that maybe Biden should pick a different vice presidential candidate for 2024. But again, a lot of them don't want to come public and say these things. A lot of these things are being said anonymously, and a lot of backstabbing happening right now.